Very much, Mark. We're outside here in the kitchen with Catherine Leyden, and this morning we're making scones. I say scones. Some people say scones. Catherine says scones as well. So what's it like? Do a lot of people say scones?
I think they do.
I think that's posher, is it?
Posh? I'm not too sure.
We'll have some scones.
We'll have some scones. Afternoon scones.
Afternoon scones.
No.
How do you make them then?
How do you make them? Now,
Scones or scones?
There's nothing nicer, Alan, than a nice, fresh, well-risen scone, or scone, as we call it that. And I'm making the basic scone here today. So into the sieve. If you have a sieve, it's better. You get a lighter scone if you can introduce as much air as possible into the mixture. So 225 grams, 8 ounces of our Odlums self-raising flour. To that, I'm going to add just a pinch of salt. Now, if you're on a low-salt diet, you don't have to add the salt. You can leave it out, but I find it draws out the flavours for you. In there, I've just put 25 grams, 1 ounce of caster sugar. And here I have 25 grams, 1 ounce of marge. You could also use butter. So I'm going to just rub the marge or the butter through the flour, lifting the mixture as I do, Alan, to get the nice air through. There's a lot of air coming out of that now, isn't there?
Lots of air. God, look at that.
Look at that, yeah.
God, you're getting your flour very early.
Am I?
Airy.
Very airy is right. Now, basic mixture. To that we add 150 ml, about a quarter pint. Is that going against your breath, is it?
It is, yeah.
My God. Quarter pint of sweet milk or fresh milk, right? And you just combine the ingredients together until you're left...
sweet milk?
Fresh milk. Because some people use sour milk or buttermilk. But if you're using sour milk or buttermilk, Alan, you'll always use bread soda. But not everybody has buttermilk in the house. You'll always have fresh milk or sweet milk, as we call it.
Okay.
So a quarter pint of milk, which we've added there. Now, next trick is you lightly dust your board with some flour. Your tin, rather, with some flour. Dust the board as well to knead it. Now, the secret in a light scone is you preheat the tin. So you put the scones on the hot tin, OK?
Oh,
so we're going to put the tin into the oven.
How long will it go in for?
To heat. Just to heat it while we're just making up the scones, right?
Right, OK.
That's one of the tricks. Now, if you wish, this is the basic scone we're making today, Alan, but you could add to that basic mixture about an ounce or two of sultanas or raisins. You could add some cherries.
Are you going to do plain ones?
Plain ones I'm doing today, yeah.
All right.
Are you disappointed?
No, because I see some
I have
ones
some,
with sultanas and stuff made here already.
You can use either sultanas or raisins or cherries. Now, you just turn the dough out. Now, I'm making a small quantity here today, Alan, but you could double the quantity of ingredients that we have listed. Now, just lightly roll, don't overhandle the dough. We want to keep all that important air in there. Then press it out to about 1/2 inch in thickness. Little bit of extra flour there. Take your cutter. Now, depending on the size of the cutter you use, you'd get 6 scones with that, 3 with the bigger one.
Right.
But nowadays, I think people prefer a big lump of scone, do you think?
Oh, I love a big lump of scone.
Now, another trick.
Don't give me any small ones, give me a big lump of scone.
Big lump of scone, OK. Next trick, Alan. When you're cutting your scones, you don't twist the cutter, you bash it down like so. Don't twist it, because if you twist the scone cutter, you'll find that the scone kind of blows to one side or doesn't rise evenly for you. OK? So now, here we have Everett 3. That'll do us. Now, we might get another one out of it if we have time. We have a bit of dough left over from the ones we have in the oven.
Right.
So if you have a dough left over, we can just roll that. Now, press it down about 1/2 inch in thickness. There we go. Now, Alan, these can be baked just as is, or if you wish, you can glaze them, which means you just brush with a little beaten egg. That makes them that bit posher.
Oh, right, very good.
But they taste just as good without the glaze.
Now, what else can you put in them? I see sultanas, but I see you have...
raisins. There's sultanas, cherries.
Yeah, cherries.
You could put some candied peel in if you wish.
Oh, right, OK.
Now, at this stage, the tin is nice and hot. You can even have the flour golden brown on it. Now, the oven must be preheated. 400 Fahrenheit, 200 centigrade, gas mark 6. It must be at temperature. And you also put the scones in to bake in an upper shelf position. OK, so and of course you can check out our website at tv3.ie/Ireland AM after 12 noon today, and you can follow all the tips. And for more information, Catherine, Odlums. www.odlums.ie, or send your name and address to Catherine at Odlums, Ballymount, Dublin 12. And of course, if you have a camera phone, you can also get in touch with us that way. There we go. You text the word recipe to 57199. Text recipe to 57199, and you can be cooking these lovely scones. This is doing well. People are loving this going back to basics. Oh, they're loving it. All the old-fashioned recipes. We're getting huge responses, which is great. The apple tart was very popular last week. Now there's this lovely butter melting. Do you want some jam on it?
I'd love a bit of jam on it.
Would you? No.
And next week we're going to do old-fashioned sausage rolls.
Perfect. We'll do old-fashioned
sausage rolls. That's what we're going to do.
So here we have gorgeous. A few more of them there now.
So how long did they take, did you say?
Sorry, I didn't give the length time. Well done. About 12 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven.
Go nice and golden brown.
They go golden. They go a darker colour brown, Alan, if you use the egg wash as I did, OK? Now, here we have a selection of them. Here we have some with raisins in, as you see. And here I have some with cherries in
it.
If we can get open there to see a cherry.
Very nice.
Nope, there the one came out.
There you go.
So what a very wide selection. Now you can also make savoury ones, Alan, by leaving the sugar out and adding some grated cheese. But mostly prefer the fresh ones.
Absolutely gorgeous. There's a queue here already to tuck into Catherine's scones, and nobody in the building is getting them. We're all going to eat them here. Catherine, thank you very much for that, and make sure you can check the website or text that number, and you could be cooking these this afternoon. Catherine, thank you very much. It's back in the studio.